This is going to be a walkthrough of my previous game that the tree mod kind of messed up for me. Not the mod's fault. My fault. The tree mod got activated. I didn't want it. When I took the tree mod out, it left a lot of white question marks all over my area, and I couldn't reverse the damage. And unfortunately, I didn't do a backup save prior to that. So this will just be a walkthrough of that previous game, which I did start a second game, and I've done a little video on the beginning of that. These are the installed mods that I currently have. There are quite a few. If you hear talking in the background, that would be Shino. I tend to get inspired to play the game when I watch other people play the game. And I've learned so much by watching a variety of other players. So this is the list of mods. No Monsters Really. Love that mod. Could not play this game without it. Thank you, Lance. If I had to choose just one mod, that one would be it. Alright, let's go over and take a look at the previous village, which is here, May 15th, 23, villages, 40 plus mods. I have nearly 100 hours in there. And I just want to do a quick little run through. And what you're seeing here is the settings I have for this game. I tend to make it very easy for myself because it's a game. I don't want a lot of pressure, which is why I don't want the monsters. I just don't need all that anxiety. And this game used to boot up pretty quickly before I loaded a bunch of mods onto it. Now it takes a minute or so for it to start up. What we're going to look at here today is the status of the village right now. I haven't done anything else to it in a couple of days since I started a new one, but I need to do this video so I can reference back to some of the things that I did in the village, because I want to make the new village very similar. And pictures, they would just be too many pictures, so we're just gonna do a video and hit some of the major spots that I am right now questioning as I'm going through the new village and cleaning things up. Alright, I don't remember where we left off, so we'll just kind of wander a bit. Alright, this is my house and my food storage area, which I don't have anything saved in here because I keep it all over in the kitchen in the castle. Let's see what we got in our storage. We got a few treasures. I'm a little leery about going into the deep caves and holes and things like that. I have a fear of heights and I'm claustrophobic, and unfortunately that does carry over into the game for me. So yeah, which is one reason that I reduced the depth of my world. It makes more of the cave's surface rather than extremely deep. So all of my molds, all of my storage. Let's take a look at that so I can reference it. And this was the latest addition to the world. I guess I don't need to close the doors, do I? No. Nobody visits me out here. Mechanics. Function. Pulverizer. And my clutch transmission, so I can stop and start. The headache-inducing halve hammer. The reason you don't see these things engaging is because they are turned off up here. Let's turn that one on. Let's turn that one on. And go over here and turn that one on. So now you can hear that hammer. And we're going to go up on the 3rd floor here. I'm guessing there's not a lot of wind going on. Oops. Let's go. Come on. Center of the ladder. And up on the roof level, where the mechanics are. And I don't have the doors on here yet because in this part of the game I don't use creative mode for the things that my character needs and wants. I only use creative mode when I am working on the village area that benefits the villagers. Mainly because I think that they should contribute too. All of it shouldn't come out of my pocket. So I kind of force them to do their fair share. Alright, so that's it on my area. And I do have a bit of a yard over here. Got a lot of berry bushes. We're surrounded by these blackberry bushes, which is kind of neat because I had a bear out here and I kept hearing it thrashing about and screaming and couldn't figure out why. So when I came out and looked, I discovered that he was stuck in the bushes, and these hurt. These hurt when you get into them. So yeah, and the bear was hurt. So this is the front of the castle. And let's see here. I have to look at my list of cheats because I can't remember them, but that's okay. There it is. Let's see. Time set morning. That's what I want to do. Time set morning. There we go. Okay. Now I can actually see what I'm doing a little better. And we are going to do what we did before, which is time speed 0, which turns off the clock so that it should stay morning and somewhat gloomy, but that's okay. You can actually see what I did here. Okay, this originally was only a 3 grid opening, and there are no 3 grid doors that worked for this, so I made it a 5 grid and gave it 2 doors. So I need to look at this and refresh my memory on how I did this, what I changed about it. Did I do chiseling? I don't know, I don't remember. Ah! Ow, those hurt. Anyway, okay, so this is the castle. Let's wander around the village and look at some changes. Alright, this is the path to one of the lakes or ponds or whatever it's categorized as. Continue going this direction, come up here, and we come to the greenhouse, which has got quite a bit going on here. I do have to come in here periodically and water because I'm not really sure why this is not sufficient, but it's not. And this is where all my grains are. And you can see right here, this one in the corner only gets 25% water and is much smaller. And I'm not sure why. It's got water access this direction and this direction, but those corners, they all need watering periodically. So that is the greenhouse. Okay, ooh, the rabbit hangout. Hello everyone. Alright. Put lights on everybody's houses. Yeah, I can already see that I've done some different things in my new build that are different from this one. There is my animal farm. Are you guys stuck? There you go. There you go. Out the gate. Come on. Out the gate. Let's go. Dee. Come on. Oi doy. Whatever. Oh, there you go. Good. Good kitty. Okay, let's use the steps as... Hello, Bernadette. How are you? Alright. You know, when I originally spawned into this world, into this village, I spawned into this village right in the middle of the castle in my first game. I manicured these, made nice neat rows. They're not fenced in. I don't care if the animals get into them and eat those berries. There's so many. It's fine. It also encourages the animals to hang around in here so that we do have a, you know, constant supply of meat from little animals. Now, being that I have a time turned off, you can't see the bees moving about here. Don't know why, because I can see everybody else moving about. But those are the bees. But yeah, when I spawned in here, a lot of this was... The village spawned into a big hill. And a lot of this here was all earth. It had to all be removed so that I could get to some of these buildings. They were basically, you know, buried. Now, in my new game, this area is not like this. Therefore, in the new game, I do not have a winery. So that will end up somewhere else. I got 2 storage areas down here. Yeah, if I had done this video and referenced back to it, I may have done that the same as this video, this world, but it is okay. Now, this is one of the gates that I created to go into the castle area there. And over here, this is my charcoal pit. And this is the pit kilns for all of the clay cooking. And that was a perfect cave that I found. There's no chance of setting the village on fire if you make your pit kiln in the rocks. But I understand you can't do that when you're first starting out because you don't have the tools available. But being that my village provided me with tools and a lot of the materials to do this, it was a little bit easier for me to get some things accomplished. Now, curiosity. Oh yeah, they're still freaking out. Chickens freak out. It's kind of sad. So, generally, when I am going to deal with the chickens, I'll go into creative mode because they don't freak out when I'm in creative mode. And there are a lot in here. They just keep breeding. Look at all of them. So many eggs, all the time, so many eggs. And most of these, oh, there's a Gen 1, but most of these should be Gen 2s. I have to come in here like at night when everybody's like at rest and basically thin the herd. So, and there's my little spear that I used to do that. Keep that there for that purpose. Now we have a big chicken coop area here because I wanted my chickens to be free range, but in a safe environment. So, alright, let's take off the cheat mode and go back into survival. Oh, this is my rabbit and raccoon trap so they don't get into the gardens. Now it is September 12th, so the gardens are pretty much done for the season. Now we just get a lot of grass in there. And the furrowed farmlands, I'm not doing that in the next one. I discovered a few issues with these. First of all, they dry up after a while, and secondly, they get a lot of debris in them. And then they're dry. So, and I didn't like the larger holes because the little characters would stand in the water. And I didn't think that was quite realistic. So we took that option away from them. No more standing in the water, folks. This is the big garden, which I don't have a work table in here. Like the other gardens have somebody consistently monitoring these areas. No work table, but I have noticed one or two people will sometimes be standing around. This is my herb mountain. These herbs don't require, I think they're from Wildcraft, these herbs don't require farmland to grow on. So I collected a bunch of them, turned them into seeds, and made my own little mountain of herbs and bonus items. Alright, we come over here, and this is the area for the villagers to hang out. I actually put this here, and then used this from the villagers mod, Brazier. And I was surprised it worked. So they hang out there, which I'm very happy. The people in the village area, in this area, don't hang out in the castle area, and the people in the castle area don't come down in this area. So, hi Annie. I'm glad to see you're over here. She was hanging out in the castle area for a while. Not sure why. One of the other villagers was killed by a bear, and the next day I saw her in that other character's room, and she was hanging out there for a few days. Didn't come out of the room. So I was a little concerned. Alright. In the new game, and originally when I spawned in, this area here was all underwater. It is no longer. I fixed it. And I do believe, if I'm remembering correctly, underneath this house is a big cave, I think. But the opening was here. I don't see it now. It might be in a different one. Anyway, so we're looking at the other gardens here and the walkways. and getting the feel for the layout so that I can repeat some of this. Hello, how we doing? Come over here and look at our barn and our animals. I generally double fence everything because the villagers sometimes have a tendency to leave gates open. So I give them a second chance to close a gate. All of my animals in their safe little environment. Double fenced here, and all of the ground that was up against the fence is moved away because bears can get over this fence. And originally when I first started, the bears had gotten in here and killed a few of my animals. So I raised the height of the fence. Alright, let's go up to the upper level. Now, in my next world, a lot of this is similar, but a lot of it is a little different. Really? Nice view of the village. Look at that. Yeah, I'm very saddened by what happened with this village. The upper level garden that used to be a chicken coop. Storage. Alright, let's go take a quick look into the castle area. And then call this video end. Because I'm pretty sure I'm getting to my limit. Alright, and like I said, this is mainly just for reference. Okay, put a roof over there, sitting area. I moved the well over to this area. Manicured this area a bit. But this is the biggest change in this area. I created a kitchen and a dining area. The villagers, they don't go into these rooms. They come down here sometimes and hang out, but they don't go into the rooms. Alright, food for a year in here. Basically storage, seeds, anything that benefits the village. And our food storage. And the young lady villager who was killed by the bear. She's buried there. Is anybody in her room? Nope, no one's in her room. Alright. And this is the double doors. I think that pretty much is the whole village. Was there somebody down there? No. Table. It's pretty much the whole village. So, we're gonna do this. Take a little fly around. Look at everything from the top. It's a nice day to do this. Not a lot of cloud coverage at this level, so I can actually see at this height. My smiths hanging out down here. They like to hang out in this area over here. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing because they don't have a lot of orders and they got a lot of time to kill. So they hang out in their backyard. And of course this road here takes us to our trader over in this area. So let's bring up the map here and look at the layout of the village just for a bit. And then wander up here to the area where the trees, and this area here, I spent 3 in-game days tearing down all of the trees, the white trees that were here. Otherwise this village here was just covered with white. And I finally just gave up, because as I was moving back toward home, you can see where this is growing, and it just kept following me, so I gave up. And this was the second or third village that I started to work on. So, and I'm waiting for these villages to pop up in my new game, but I haven't seen them yet. Anyway, so there we are. So now I shall go back into my other new game and do some comparisons as to what I have changed. I shall return.